welcome. So today is yet another requested video, and I absolutely love doing these requested videos. It's one of my favorite things to do. So guys, please on commenting all your requests. I love doing them. Today's requested video was what did I name my animals and why? I was so excited getting that question because I always name my animals mostly for some very specific reason. Either they're based on a character from a game, a television show, a book, or something that really means something to me. In order to do that video, I basically had to write all the names down because I can't remember all of them in my head, so I had to make a list to make sure I got everyone on board. Before I start, I am gonna say that there are a few snakes that I did not name myself. There are 3 of them, and that Baby, Tarzan and Liam. I did not name those snakes. Those were Jimmy's snake and he named them by himself. The first one is Alistair. Alistair, my sunglow boa, 2-year-old male. His name comes from a game that's called Dragon Age. I'm not gonna say too much about Alistair in the game, but he's an absolutely amazing character and he's definitely one of my favorites, so that's where Alistair's name comes from. Noel, my 1-year-old male ball python, my blue-eyed leucistic. All of you guys know him pretty well. Noel is actually named after 2 things. The first one being that Noel, as far as I know, is the French word for Christmas, because I thought he was all white, so he really did remind me of snow. But that name comes originally from a script that I'm writing with a friend for a Christmas movie, and the main character in that one is called Noel, so that's where his name comes from. Rowena, my 3-year-old female ball python, my purple passion. She is named after Rowena Ravenclaw from Harry Potter. I am a big Potter fan. A lot of you guys may have noticed that already. It is a bit funny though, because I'm not in the house of Ravenclaw. I am actually a Slytherin, but I really thought that her colors, for some reason when I looked at her, I just kept on thinking about Ravenclaw, even though Ravenclaw's colors mainly are blue. But that is where Rowena gets her name from. Then there is Barnaby, my California kingsnake. She of course is named after my first snake ever, whose name was Barnaby, and that Barnaby was named after Barnaby from Midsummer Murders. I can't help it, I am a fan of that television show, but that's where Barnaby gets her name from. My golden girl actually has another name in Danish. That name is Gullok, which roughly translates into golden hair, but I call her my golden girl, and the reason why, of course, is because of her beautiful looking colors. Then there is Samara, my big BCI female. Samara actually got her name from the girl in the ring, and I did not mean to name her after that character, but we've just been watching the remake and I got her a few days after that, and I really like the name Samara, so that quickly popped into mind, so that's actually where she gets her name from. Then there is Artemis. He is my BCI male. Originally I did plan to name Artemis after one of the 3 musketeers, but as it turns out it's not Artemis what he's called. Artemis actually is the name of some sort of forest god instead, as far as I remember. Didn't go as planned, but now I did name him, so he is keeping his name. Then there is Marble, my 1-year-old super ivory ghost. I named her Marble because I really think that she looked like one of, you remember those small marble balls that you can get? And that's really what came into mind the first time I saw her, so I had to name her after that. Then there is Shale. He is Marble's sister, and Shale is actually named after a golem, also from a video game, the same game as Alistair's name from. And there is this big golem made out of rocks, of course, and his name was Shale, so that's where he gets his name from. Then there is my gorgeous girl, my beautiful Pearl, my 1-year-old eclipse boa. She is actually named after Jack Sparrow's ship, so her full name is Black Pearl, but I just like to call her Pearl, so that's where she gets her name from. Then there is my newest male, Rasputin, my Colombian motley. He is named after the character from Anastasia, the cartoon. You may have seen that. I absolutely love that movie. Then there is Azmodan. I have not yet made a video about Azmodan. That video is coming. I am promising you guys it is coming. Azmodan is named after a character in the game Diablo. Maybe some of you guys have played that game. I absolutely love playing it myself. And he is named after one of the characters, so that's where he gets his name from. Then there is our 2 water cobras. I named them Anubis and Cleopatra. I really think they needed some royal names or something like that, so they were named after, of course, the Queen of Egypt and one of their biggest gods, so that's where these 2 guys get their name from. Then there is small adorable Queenie. As I said in the first video I made with her, I did name her after her tiny markings on top of her head. It kind of looks like a crown, but I also named her after the character Queenie from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, because Queenie, she's so such an adorable character and she's so well liked by everyone, and I just knew that my Queenie would be that as well. So it is a combination of the two, but that's where she got her name from. Then there is Bolette. She's my biggest tarantula. The story of how Bolette got her name is actually quite sad. I got Bolette not long after my own father died and his name was Bo. When I got Bolette, I just knew that I had to name her after my father. So that's how she got her name. Here we have my beautiful Satina. She's one of my absolute favorite tarantulas, and she actually got her name from a character in a book. It's a book by Danish author Kenneth Bøgh Andersen. Roughly translated, it's called The Devil's Apprentice. It's an absolute fantastic book. I read it in one day. I absolutely love it. So that's where my girl gets her name from. Then there is my black tarantula. Her name is Tessa. Tessa got her name from Supernatural. Actually, many of you may have seen the series. She had this beautiful black hair. So the moment that I saw Tessa over here, I just knew that I had to name her after her. Then there is my other tarantula, my very first one. I just call her Princess. When I saw that she was pink, I pretty much knew I had to name her something really, really girly. So that's where the name Princess comes from. Then there is Harry. Harry, my Chinese water dragon. I pretty much named him because I saw a meme on 9gag that said, you're a lizard, Harry. So that's where Harry gets his name from. Then there is Snelda. She's our other water monitor. She's actually named after a child that I worked with when I was out filming, and this child, she was so amazing, and her name was Snelda, and that's where she gets her name from. Then there is our alligator snapping turtle. We got him shortly after I watched The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It was put up as a theater play here in Denmark. He's totally badass and awesome, but he's not pretty, so I just knew I had to name him. But that's where he got his name from. Then there is my marine toad, and he got his name from Star Wars. I am not the biggest Star Wars fan. I don't even think I watched all of the movies, and I know, and it's terrible. I have watched one of the films a million times, so I know that one pretty well. He looks so much like Jabba, so I had to name him after that guy. Then there is my newest member of the family, Archibald, my Savannah monitor, 7-year-old male. You've already met him. I love him so much, guys. But Archibald actually got his name from a very old Danish television series. In that television series, there is this guy who owns a pet shop, and he has a monitor. And you never ever see the monitor in the entire series at all, but he always talk about him, and that monitor's name was Archibald, which roughly translated to English can be called Archibald. So that's where he got his name from. Then there is my absolutely amazing gorgeous boy, my house cat Sylvester. He's turning 3 this summer. He of course is named after Sylvester Stallone. That's actually where Sylvester got his name from. So he is named after none other than Sylvester Stallone himself. Last but certainly not least, there is my 2 parrots. My 2 blue and gold macaws. They are called Maggie and Sammy. Maggie is named after one of the female characters from Walking Dead. If you've seen the series, you know how badass she is. So that's where Maggie gets her name from. Sammy, on the other hand, also gets his name from a television series, but this one is Supernatural. Of course, he's named after Sam Winchester, even though my favorite of the 2 brothers are Dean. But I thought that Maggie and Sammy were just such good names together, so I named him after Sam Winchester. Whew! Alright guys, I think that was everyone. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this little story time of how my animals got their names. As I said before, I really love coming up with names because I really like to find a name that really fits them well, you know, that really describes how they are as an animal. Alright guys, that's all for today. I really do hope you enjoyed this. Please give the video a like so I know that you like what I make. It really does mean a lot to me. And while you're at it, just hit subscribe on that channel. Do remember we have a Facebook group now, so if you haven't joined us yet, please do click the link right down below and come on in. As usual, you can also find me on Instagram under the name Jossersjungle. Thank you guys for now, and bye bye!